invocation by Dave Gamula.
Father Decker from Mount Carmel Church was supposed to be here, but he had a mass this morning, so I'll try my best. My name is Dave Gamula. I'm a chaplain at Post 701. And please bow our heads. Almighty God, we are gathered here to honor our fallen dead. All who have paid with their lives from one of the many devilish ways that man has contrived to maim or kill his fellow man by bomb, bullet, shell, mine, fire, water, starvation, torture, or disease. Some of them rest here, others at the ocean floor, others still are but scattered ashes of plummeting human torches. We beseech you, O Lord, to care for all those who have closed their eyes in these ways on the shadows and foggy twilight that makes up this world, and in your mercy to enable them to open on the full glory and warmth of you, dear God. We ask you for your name's sake. Amen.
And our Pledge of Allegiance by Alderman Rich Legero.
Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
And now a few words from our mayor, Thane.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here today. I'd like to thank the Veterans Commission for once again allowing me the honor of speaking at this annual Memorial Day ceremony. I can honestly say that this is one of the greatest privileges afforded my office. Devoting these moments to the tremendous loss our nation has suffered is an appropriate way to share our feelings of faith and gratitude born of heavy grief. As is the case in years past, I am mindful of how syncopated the elements are with the occurrences of this day and how they echo with the gravity of our common experience. Clouds have slowly worked their way through the night across a waxing moon, warm and unsettled, laden with moisture that may bring showers today. The air around us is heavy with expectancy. The enormity of the moving gray-blue sky above us stretches as far as our imagination and our memory. The breeze carries our heartbreak lightly among us, and the flag slowly stirs with our hearts. Our hearts. We hold our loved ones in our hearts. Perhaps you have noticed the many red hearts that are strewn today on the hillside beside the monument. There are precisely 3,727 hearts that represent every child enrolled in the Greater Amsterdam School District. It took me 3 days to cut these hearts out of construction paper, which is plenty of time to recognize the incredible gift that each child is, imbued with naivete, laughter, mischief, talent, and promise. It is cliche but true that these children are our future. They are the reason we work difficult jobs and strive to make our community and world a better place. These hearts represent 3,727 living, breathing, inspiring reasons to be free and to live well. And as we are considering the very large number of children that populate our elementary schools, middle school, and high school, know this, that well over 3,727 children have perished as soldiers in Afghanistan and Iraq since September 11, 2001. In fact, precisely 1,984 soldiers have perished in Afghanistan, and 4,486 have given their lives in Iraq. 6,470 bright-eyed, dedicated, and hopeful lives have been snuffed out. Add to that other military fatalities around the world in that time, and you approach a number that is almost double the number of hearts you see around you. More than twice the number of children we send innocently off to school every day. 6,740 is a startling number, but it is nothing. In our 200 years of proud U.S. history, military losses to the violence of war have totaled 1,306,000 beating hearts. The Civil War alone claimed an unimaginable 625,000. World War I took 117,000 lives. World War II took 405,000 lives. The Korean War took 37,000 lives. And the Vietnam War extinguished the lives of 58,000 men and women. Though ask some of the men here, and you will know that most were only boys, their best friends and family members. I imagine 1,306,000 hearts would cover all of Veterans Field and then some. Look out at the hearts. Know the value of each life they represent. We lost more than these anonymous hearts or names on a monument or numbers that are easily tallied. We lost our young ones and loved ones and unique souls that will never know another kiss of daylight. And we continue to pay in lives today around the world. 2 more lives were added to this number in Afghanistan overnight. Our hearts break from this knowledge, and we share this realization in the truest sense of community. Our communal heart, that is the family of Amsterdam, shares this pain for all Americans. We must never forget that these brave young warriors gave everything so that we would live our lives to the fullest. We must never forget that these individuals, with lives to realize and loves that were timeless, died as soldiers fighting for the principles that make our country great: liberty, honor, valor, commitment, and selfless service to others. Our city and country have lost more than we can know. And yet we must know gratitude, for God has granted us not only those that have given their lives for our peace and prosperity, but a community that honors our dead and veterans that continue to dutifully care for the memories of our fallen heroes. Amsterdam's veterans are the living embodiment of our city's service to our nation, representatives who share in all the wars of living memory. They stand here not just in their own right, but also for those who cannot. Today, we will again be honoring several individuals that had served so proudly by awarding them the Amsterdam Veteran Service Medal. To these valiant individuals, we owe our continued thanks and support. And to those that proudly wear our uniform and honor our flag around the world today, we owe our praise and deepest appreciation. We all pray, come back to us safely in God's hands. Before you leave today, please take a heart from the ground in stillness and respect, and keep it, that you may be reminded of the calling that led our children away, never to return. Recall all that we have lost and all that we hold dear, and draw closer to a community because of what we so sadly and so necessarily know in our hearts. Amen.
Thank you, Mayor Thane. And now today's guest speaker is attorney Paul Wollman.
Thank you. I'd like to thank you today for coming here to honor those who have died in the service of our country. Our country does not want war, it wants peace. It has not decreed this Memorial Day as an honor to war, with its terrible waste, suffering, and hardship. This day has been set aside to do honor to all those now gone who made the cause of America their supreme choice. We need now look no further than the confines of our community to find the sort of men we honor here today. Men like James T. Bergen, Matthew Cousins, and John J. Wisniewski in the First World War. Men like William Hasselfuss at Hickam Field, Hawaii, and Christopher Heffernan at Bataan. Louis DeLillo fighting a rearguard action to protect his retreating platoon on the battlefields of France. The dozens of Amsterdamians who went ashore on D-Day. The boys of Amsterdam's Company G who fought through the wretched misery of Saipan and Okinawa. Any of the more than 4,000 local men who answered their country's call in the Second World War. 4 distinguished service crosses, countless silver stars and bronze stars, thousands of private acts of heroism and duty gone unrecognized. I think, for example, of men that I have worked with. Joe Jacobs, awarded a Bronze Star for his work in the Pacific. Mario Villa, who was pinned down on the beach at Anzio and later earned a Bronze Star for valor while rescuing a brother soldier under withering enemy fire. Judge Malcolm Tomlinson, who went ashore before the troops on 4 separate D-Days in North America, North Africa, Sicily, Italy, and Normandy. I'm just a lucky guy, he used to say. Father Edward Glavin called to immediate action when a Catholic chaplain and Marauders died, being flown to the far side of the world and dropped in the middle of the jungle in Burma, marching over 700 miles through pathless and uncharted wilderness to bring comfort to the men in the field. I remember Captain Richard Budka, who died the day I arrived at Ben Hoa Bear Base, Vietnam in 1966. I guess what I'm trying to say is that you don't have to look very hard to find heroes. This town has produced them by the bushel basket. Our men and women have served and shed their blood throughout our nation's history. Some of our heroes are still among us, though you'd never know it. Brave actions never won a trumpet. The ancient proverb says, they have learned in their modesty the simplicity of true greatness, the open mind of true wisdom, the meekness of true strength. It's never too late or too fruitless to say thank you to those that have gone before us, those that we honor here today. Those that are still with us, who have earned 100-fold into the men and women in uniform who serve us still today. Never hesitate to recognize and cheer the uniform of our country's armed forces. Those who have worn it and those who wear it now have never let us down and never will. Always for them. In the words of General MacArthur, duty, honor, and country.
Thank you, sir. And now we'll be playing a piece called The Amsterdam Requiem by Maria Riccio Brace.
was a tough Italian kid from the south side, dark curly hair, a St. Christopher's medal round my neck. That was me. I grew up on Reed Hill, blonde, blue-eyed and strong. I was a Polish boy, my mother's only son, her pride and joy. That was me. I was a skinny Irish kid. I sure made my share of trouble. I was black, and we had it hard on Division Street. I was a Puerto Rican from the East End. I was Lithuanian, I was an altar boy. I was a Jew, I was handsome, I was loved. I was 18, 19, 20, 21. I was no good at school. I dropped out and worked at the mill. I was an honor student. I was president of the drama club. I went to college. I was going to be a doctor. I had never once been kissed. I was madly in love. I was engaged. I was married. I was a virgin. I was a father of two. I was drafted. I enlisted. I volunteered. I couldn't wait to go. I didn't want to go. I'd never been away from home before. On the night before I left, the whole neighborhood gave me a party. They said we'd have another when I came home again. My mother made pizza, and everybody cried. And then I went to the trenches. France, England, Germany, to Belgium, Iwo Jima, to Guadalcanal, to the beaches of Normandy, to Korea, to Seoul, to Saigon, Laos, Cambodia. Goodbye, 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 oh Amsterdam. Private, first class, sergeant, captain, second lieutenant. I was a sailor, a soldier, a pilot, a marine. Rifle uniforms and dog tags. They gave me a haircut, a number, a pair of boots, a hand grenade, a bayonet, and a canteen. I rode the trains to hell. I flew off to the heavens. I sailed the seas away, away, away. To the jungle, to a field of mud, to the ocean, to a river of blood. I thought for sure I'd come back home one day. I didn't live to see that day. It was a snowy night when I died. It was a summer morning when I died. I was freezing. It was 100 degrees in the burning sun. I saw it coming right at me. I didn't know what hit me. I was blown to pieces. I looked like I was sleeping when I died. I screamed for 2 hours and then I died. I went silent to the grave. I was brave. I was surprised. I was so brave. I held the hand of my friend, well, he died. Then I turned my face away and I died too. They captured me. I died in a filthy room all alone. I saw the face of my father. I heard the voice of my mother. I saw my sister running towards me. I saw my kid brother in his bed at home. I saw my friends, they were waving. I felt my wife bending over me. I didn't want to leave you. I tried to stay alive, but God, I died. And as I lay dying, I knew I'd never see any of you again, not one more time, to tell you how much I loved you. And remember that when you see my name on the statue in the park. My name says, I love you. I made the ultimate sacrifice. I was a hero, and I did it all for you. All of my plans undone. All of my children unborn. All of my life unlived. I was gone. Remember me. Remember me. Don't forget me.
And now we will be presenting our Amsterdam Service Awards by Marion Thane, Bill Labiris, and Major Bob Van Hasselen.
Attention to orders. The City of Amsterdam, State of New York, to all who shall see these presents, greeting. Her Honor, the Mayor, on behalf of the people and City of Amsterdam, has this day awarded the Veteran Service Medal to the following named individuals. Paul L. Wollman, for meritorious service while serving as captain in the United States Air Force from 21 December 1962 until 16 September 1967. After initially enlisting and completing officer training school, Captain Wollman served as aircraft maintenance officer and test pilot in addition to other duties in the Republic of Vietnam and with the Pacific Air Forces, lastly assigned to the 90th Tactical Fighter Squadron. For service during this period, he was awarded 3 Air Force Commendation Medals and the Air Force Outstanding Unit Award. Captain Wollman's skillful performance of signed missions and devotion to duty are in keeping with the highest traditions of the Armed Forces of the United States and reflect great credit upon him, the military service, and the City of Amsterdam. William J. Slocum, for meritorious service while serving as Airman Second Class in the United States Air Force from 8 August 1955 until 7 August 1959. Assigned as an aircraft and engine mechanic to the Strategic Air Command, Airman Slocum flew refueling and other missions from bases within and without the continental United States. This award is also made with special distinction for decades of service to Amsterdam veterans, particularly as Commander, First Vice Commander, and Treasurer of the Polish-American Veterans, and generally for support and participation in all manner of veterans affairs. Airman Slocum's loyalty, steadfastness, and devotion to duty to his fellow veterans are in keeping with the highest traditions of the armed forces of the United States and reflect great credit upon him, the military service, and the City of Amsterdam. Gustav E. Kapler, for meritorious service while serving as captain, United States Army Medical Corps, from September 1970 to September 1971 in the Republic of Vietnam. While assigned as a general and vascular surgeon to a mobile Army surgical hospital, Dr. Kapler was directly responsible for saving the life and limb of numerous combat casualties under extremely difficult and demanding circumstances. After returning from his tour in Vietnam, he served in the same capacity at Fort Carson, Colorado for an additional year. This award is made with special distinction for his contributions to numerous veterans activities over the past 40 years and for his efforts in the creation of the Vietnam Veterans Monument at Fulton Montgomery Community College. Dr. Kapler's skill, resoluteness, and selflessness towards his fellow service members and veterans are in keeping with the highest traditions of the Armed Forces of the United States and reflect great credit upon him, the military service, and the City of Amsterdam. Given under my hand in the City of Amsterdam this 28th day of May 2012, in the 127th year since the chartering of the city. Signed, Ann M. Thane, Mayor, City of Amsterdam. Official, William Labaris, Chairman, Amsterdam Veterans Commission.
Thank you, sir.
In closing, ladies and gentlemen and veterans, Almighty God, Father of all mankind and Judge over nations, we ask you to bless this memorial service and to look down with favor and understanding upon the hearts of those who have gathered here to pay tribute to the men and women who made the supreme sacrifice, and for the benefit of all free men everywhere. The lives of those who paid the supreme sacrifice are glorious before us. Their deeds constitute a daily inspiration for us all. And all the young people that are gathered here, if you see a veteran, and they're all over here, all over the place, thank them, because if it wasn't for them, we might be speaking German. As we depart, like myself, to our respective cemeteries, they've become the bivouac area for all those who rest there. The cold and silent stone of bronze whispers the name of our relatives and friends. Gentle breezes kisses our cheeks and awakens our silent and muted tongues. We pledge anew the flame of valor and love, which shall never be extinguished. So in closing, in God we trust, and may the faith of our fathers who have gone before us protect us and guide and sustain our people. God bless us, and God bless America. Amen.
And now, honors to be rendered by American Post 701, Sons of American Legion, and the Polish-American veterans led by Mr. Dennis Rogers, followed by a playing of taps by the PAV.